When people think of the name Bruce Ferguson, when they see you, when they hear you, when they think of you, what do you want that story, that narrative in their head to be?
The guy who did what he set out to do.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Into the Creative Mind. Today's segment and the next few series that we're going to be doing on this podcast is going to be very different. It's going to be focused solely on people's stories. The message that I want to spread is your story matters. And there's no better person that I would love to start out this series with than with Mr. Bruce Ferguson. Hey, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. That's such a nice intro. That's such a nice feat to have. No better story to start. I'm wow.
Yeah, Bruce. I was introduced to Bruce from our running group, Revolver Runners. Shout out to the group. Started running in November because I said I wanted to sign up for a marathon, which we're training for. And December comes around and PJ DMs me and says, "Hey, you should join my run group." I was like, "I bet." So that's where I met Bruce, and I guess it just kind of clicked. Bruce was one of the fastest in the group, still is. And he definitely inspires me. He definitely pushes me. Just to go quickly into the history of what we've gone through, we've only known each other for 6 months.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's one of those where it's we've seen each other damn near once a week running. We've done one race together. But
yes.
We've been. But I was there to support you on your half marathon this year in Toronto, and we do yoga together. We play pickleball together.
Very competitively.
Very competitively. But Bruce has been such a huge inspiration in my running journey. I want you to tell me a little bit about your story and why you started running.
My parents, my dad and my mom, they've had their handful of marathons in life. My dad's a lot more of an active runner and still is. He actually signed up for the half marathon of the
TCS.
the full one that we're doing. Yeah, he's gonna do it, and so he's kind of coming out of retirement because he had stopped running not professionally, but doing organized races and stuff like that about 5 years ago, and just getting back in doing other stuff like cycle fit. He teaches cycle fit at Good Life, and just traveling with his girlfriend and doing other stuff. But I think my growth in my running career has sort of infected him.
Okay.
Back into doing more runs and focusing more on running and doing another half marathon.
When did you start? When did you start running?
I started running. So my parents in high school told me that I had to do one extracurricular at least, right? And so I was like, I don't want to, but I guess the best thing I'll do is run. I'll do the cross country.
Yeah, cross country.
Right? And I couldn't give a damn.
Back in elementary school or high school?
High school.
High school.
Yeah.
Okay.
I couldn't give a damn at that time. Right, I just did cross country. I sucked at it. I did the practices. I never drove. I never, pushed or nothing. But I had to do it, and that was that. And as soon as I finished high school, I was like, no, doing that again. Fast forward, maybe 7 years after high school or so, my friend at the time, he's still my friend. He had his friend sign him up for a 5K race in Toronto. I think it was. Yes, Queen Street.
Okay.
Queen's Park.
Queen's Park.
It's Queen Park, and then his friend backed out of that, and so he knew that I was not a runner specifically at that time, but that I was
you could run.
I was built for it,
okay.
Right? I'm not a bodybuilder. I'm built for running, right? And so he invited me. It was let's do this 5K together. I'm like, okay, cool. And that first 5K started everything for me in the way of running. This had to have been, 2025? It's maybe 2018, I would say. Yeah, not the best with dates and memory and all that stuff, but I would ballpark 2018.
Okay.
And yeah, we did 3 5Ks that year, and then he stopped running because he lost the drive for it, and I just continued. And this was at a better time in my life where I was more driven to do things and get better at things, and running just clicked. And I was like, I'm built for it, and I might as well climb this mountain and just get better and better at it. And it was a big connection with my family as well, especially my mom's side of the family, because they are all lengthy marathoners like myself, right? So it's got a lot of legacy to it, right? One of the biggest ones being the Around the Bay 30K, which I missed this year because the registration slammed shut on me, but next year it's mine.
That was my first ever race.
I remember that.
The
Yeah, it rained for
15
you.
I didn't do the 30K though, because that would have been a little too. No, you know what? I almost did the 30. Thank God I didn't do the 30. It being my first race, I like to. I don't know if you do this too. It's just like I feel like I overestimate a lot of things. The 15K took damn near took me out. That was such a brutal run, especially around the bay, super hilly. My first ever race. Have you ever done the Around the Bay?
No.
You excited for doing it next year?
Very
We're
much.
probably gonna sign up together.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm doing it, and there's nothing stopping me.
There we go.
Yeah.
What took you so long?
Training. I wanted to be able to do it well. I didn't want to, because I know it's also very scary, because it sounds more terrifying than just doing a 42 kilometer, because it's just this 30 kilometers
guys,
of
yeah.
this,
The
right?
Around the
Especially
Bay is
Heartbreak
different.
Hill and all that.
Yeah.
Forget about it, right? So if I'm gonna do that, I want to be able to be ready to do it, right? And so at the part of training, like all of these other races and stuff like that, just go toward that. Just put money in that bank.
So what's your biggest motivation when it comes to running? Why? Genuinely, why do you do it?
It's so rewarding when I reach my goal.
Which is?
To get better, to set a goal and then get it, right? Like we did this past May for the half marathon. I set a goal and I hit it.
What was the goal?
And then the next week I set the 10K goal and I hit it.
Yeah.
Right? It's just that improvement of just getting faster and faster and faster of just climbing that mountain. It's addicting.
Yeah.
It's so fun, right? And it's what got me into triathlon training too, because that's such a big mountain, right? And always hearing about 0.01% of the people in the world, complete an Ironman.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be that person. I'm
Dude.
gonna have that tattoo. PJ actually had a good idea of because I thought I was gonna put it on my bicep. He'd put it on your calf. Yeah.
Ironman?
Yeah. Put the little Iron. I'm gonna get that tattoo.
Dude, that's gonna be insane. When do you plan on doing the Ironman?
So I have the sprint triathlon. I'm not officially a triathlete yet.
Yeah.
I have the sprint triathlon in August, which is, I keep forgetting, it's getting close.
Yeah.
That's only not even 2 months away. And I've only open water swam once.
That's
last
brutal.
week.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and I got waterboarded. Yeah.
That's gonna be an absolute trip. Do you know what I love? Especially with your story, dude. We're not even close to the climax.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, it's just getting started, baby.
We're just getting started.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask you about your training regimen. I mean, even before training, just the reason why I want to get into how you train is because I want to see where you were. Do you remember where you were a few years ago compared to now? Were you always different?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. A little bit of arrogance because I didn't really listen to a lot of exterior information and advice. I wasn't really going on TikTok looking at runners and looking at training programs and all that stuff. I didn't have my Garmin. I had an Apple Watch at that time, so I would just get out to do.
What year was this? Let's give it a timeline.
3 years ago, so 22.
2022.
Yeah.
You just went out and started running. With no analytics, no nothing, no training. You were just
Yes.
let's go out.
Yeah.
Because you would think you go out and run, you just get better.
Yeah.
Okay. Different philosophy?
Yeah. 100%. I didn't know. Well, I knew what intervals were and stuff like that. I never knew what a threshold was. found no use in taking like slow runs and stuff like that, because I would try it. I would get out and like try and do a slow run, and I would just end up speeding up.
Yeah.
Because your mind just wanders. But just a lot of uneducated. I'll find out how to do it.
Yeah.
Right. And
How long did that take you? I mean, when did you? 2022 is when you were just like trying to figure it out on your own. Arrogance, like a lot of us, to be honest.
Yeah. You don't know what you don't know.
You don't know what you don't know, and it's just like we think that we'll figure it out, or we're too good, or you know what I mean. It's just like we'll do it on our own type.
Mm-hmm.
So when did that mindset shift?
Actually, joining the running group.
Get out.
Yes.
Okay.
Before I joined the running group, I actually actively didn't want to run with other people, save for my friend that got me into running, because I wanted the freedom to just be able to do what I decided to do that day.
Yep.
Right? If I felt like not pushing that day, or if I felt like, doing a longer run, or if I felt really good and I wanted to push it further, I could, and I didn't have to worry about anybody else. But complete opposite of what I expected when I joined this running group is that the camaraderie and the support is next to none.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
It's next to none. It's something you should not go without. You can go without, but you should not go without. Join a run group. Yeah. The community of running is like, I don't know a better community, because we're all there to do the same thing.
100. And on top of that, I love that you put that out there. Community is so important.
It's important.
It's so important, and I'll tell you. I mean, I'm gonna want you to dive a little bit more deeper into it. And you know what? I'll let you. I want to keep hearing you talk about this. Training completely shifted for you when you joined the run group. When did you join the run group?
It's just over a year ago now.
Just over a year ago.
Yeah. Last. Actually, it would have been pretty much a year now, because we're just on the back half of Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about how your training changed. Like, what did you learn?
The information I didn't know. The information that I was that I wouldn't seek out from people who were faster than me, and people, and being able to also share that information with people who weren't as fast a runner as I am. It made me a better runner, because the best way to learn information is to teach it, right? So yeah.
Give me some of that information.
The stuff that I learned. So the different types of running, like the 3 different types of running that you should have in a week is 1, speed work, so like interval or threshold, something that really makes you cry. A standard base run, so your race pace at a medium distance, right? And then a long slow run, so your long days, usually on your weekends, where it's a slow conversationalist pace, is zone 2, very easy, you can do it forever, and it's just you're knocking out like 20 kilometers or whatever your long distance run would be.
What would you say your stats are right now?
My stats?
Yeah.
In the way of like pace and stuff?
Sure, yeah.
So my base right now is about a 5:10. A 5:10 per kilometer.
For any runners out there that are watching this podcast, it's a great
Thank you.
pace. That's a great pace. Give you some perspective, mine's 5:40.
Yeah. Well, so I have to take that. That's so far without having 42 kilometers under my belt, right? Because I'm not doing my first full marathon at a 5:05 pace or like a 5:10 pace, right? I'm probably going to hold like a 5:30 and just try and keep it under 4 hours. So that's the goal for this year, one of the many goals for this year. But yeah, with like half marathons and anything under, stuff like that, I'm closer to the 5-minute pace. Yeah. And I only get there, I've only gotten there with the running group, right? My training the last year has been, I've improved more in this last year than I have my entire year prior, from prior to last year, my entire career.
And I'll tell you why. And you know what? There's so many lessons to be learned there. It is truly because of the people that you surround yourself with.
Literally.
How, like, that determines how fast you grow.
Yeah.
Even in my business, the only reason I was able to scale as much as I have is because of the mentors,
Yeah.
because of the people I associated with myself,
Yeah.
because of the people I listened to. It's
Yeah.
just like what I love about Alex Hormozy. He always talks about learning the lessons without the scars.
Mm-hmm.
When I got into running or anywhere, to be honest. Actually, let's talk about the gym really quick. Sorry, I want to shift because when I first started working out, like bodybuilding, powerlifting, my only goal was to bench 2 plates.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how long it took me to do that? So from, I want to say 19 was the age that I was just like, okay, I want to take this kind of seriously. I say seriously. I was like on and off the gym. Like I would go for 6 months and then stop. Go for 6 months and then stop. Like it was so periodic that I went.
What would stop you?
I just got lazy.
Yeah.
There's no motivation. I was
Yeah.
like, why am I doing
You
this?
lose
Like
the momentum.
you lose momentum and you forget
Yeah.
the why.
I can take the week off.
Yeah,
I can take the
exactly.
month off.
And then a month
I can
off.
yeah.
Oh, I don't need to go to the gym.
Yeah.
Like one day turns into 2,
Yeah.
2 then to
You justify
3.
the rest.
Exactly. But then back in 2022, I got really fat actually. I also left my corporate job and I was starting my business. And the only thing that I told myself was, if I can be disciplined in the gym, I can be disciplined in my business.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted characteristics in other aspects of my life to translate to my business.
How you do one thing is how you do everything.
How you do one thing is how you do everything.
Yeah.
So I found myself every single day in that gym. And in the span of, I swear, in the span of 6 months of actually doing things properly,
Yeah.
I was able to bench 2 plates.
Yeah.
I didn't start from 0, granted, but it was the biggest struggle. I was always 3 feet from gold, but I was never able to push it.
Yeah.
But now 2 plates is it's
Mhm.
whatever. It's just easy weight.
It's more than I will.
You can't bench 2 plates?
I'm always at that 135 plateau.
Ah, fair enough.
Yeah.
You're also a bodybuilder.
I always put
powerlifter.
way more into
cardio.
onto the road than I'll do on the plates.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. But now when I transitioned into, now here's the thing, it's funny because went from powerlifting and I was like, okay, if I want to lift heavy weights, what do you have to do? You got to eat and you got to lift.
Mm-hmm.
And then I transitioned into bodybuilding. I was like, okay, if I want to lose weight and look good, what do I have to do? Low weights, higher reps.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously it's just there's more things to it. And I only learned those things from others. I always learned from others.
Yeah.
People in my gym, they were always holding me accountable.
Mm-hmm.
But then when it came to running, it was the same thing. Similar to your story, if I didn't have the Revival Runners, I would not be nearly as far as I am today. But one other motivator, and I want to ask you about your motivator in a second. One of my biggest motivators is not letting people down.
Mm-hmm.
One of my biggest things is I hate disappointing.
Yep.
I'm so hard on myself when I feel like I'm going to disappoint you.
Okay.
And my biggest push, the reason why I run every day, the reason why I need to get better, genuinely need, it's not a want. I don't want to run. I need to run.
Yeah.
Why? Because I don't, when we go on a run together, when we do our races, I can't let you down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's your motivator?
I feel that when you run with me too. And sometimes the last time we
Oh,
ran together.
Let's talk about that.
That was fantastic. I
was
love
okay.
it because I had zero doubt that you had it.
It was
right?
hard.
I had zero doubt that you had it.
We were moving.
What we do? How long
It
did
was
we
a
do?
15K.
It was a 15K.
15K.
And yeah, we had 2 kilometers left.
Yeah, but we were here. Like I said, I am a 5:40 pace guy. Anything faster than 5:40, I'm at 190 beats per minute. My heart rate is skyrocketing.
You're faster than you think.
For sure,
You're
I'm faster
faster than you think. I'm faster than I think.
Yeah.
We all have that wall that we hit, right?
So 13 kilometers comes. So actually, let's actually talk about that race. So just that run.
Yeah, it was just a Sunday morning.
Sunday morning, I'm like, okay, yeah, we'll go for a run, just for fun. 15 kilometers is a long run. I would like to think
it is. Yeah,
it's a long run.
It's a long run.
And I guess we started off at a 5:30, and then we push 5:20,
Yeah.
and then we push 5:10,
Yeah.
and then we kind of hold that 5:15, 5:20 pace.
Yep.
Do you know what we ended up doing, average?
I can't remember the average on that one.
I can't either, but it was definitely much faster than my pace.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, we're 13 kilometers in, and
Yeah.
I'm at 10 kilometers. I'm internally talking to myself. We need to slow down.
What are you saying to yourself?
Yeah, and that is the most dangerous thing.
Yeah.
I'm seeing Bruce. I talk to him while we're running, I should not be talking while I'm running, especially when we're going at a faster pace.
I rarely talk when I'm running. I let John do the talking.
There we go.
Yeah.
John's a monster, by the way. He'll definitely be on one of these episodes.
He does not require oxygen. he the podcast on wheels.
Wheels.
Yeah.
But basically, I'm telling myself, oh my God, how is he doing this? My heart rate's at 190. His is only at 140, 150. Like, he's so fast. I got to keep up. I can't stop. But then I catch myself suddenly, like, I got to slow down. I keep saying to myself, I got to slow down.
Yeah.
But then I don't. Because, like I said, like, I don't like disappointing.
One more step.
Yeah.
One more step.
Yeah.
One more step.
So we get to the 13-kilometer mark, and I'll tell from my side, and then I want you to tell from your side. I genuinely, like, I don't ever say things out loud. Like, I shouldn't say things out loud. I typically keep it in my head, but I'm like, Bruce, I'm so sorry. I was just like, Bruce, I'm so sorry. I need to stop. Like, I saw a marker, and I was like, okay, I'm talking to myself. I'm like, that marker right there, that's when I'm going to stop. Oh, man. Bruce, what did you say?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. You said, I'm sorry. I'm like, sorry for what? Sorry for what?
Sorry for what?
Are you going to say you sorry, or are you going to say you did it?
That was a good... Sorry,
that's what I said. Like,
again.
that's okay. That's what I said like 20 times. Like, you're going to say you're sorry, you're going to say you did it. And what'd you do?
I did.
You completed it with me. And then what'd you say? You said you did it.
I did it. No, dude, that was actually...
And then what'd you want? You were like, well, we finished early, and we were like, what, 200, not even 200 meters from the car?
Yeah.
And you were like, well, let's just continue running. You
Yeah.
still had more. And I'm like, that's exactly.
Oh, yeah, because
it
wasn't, we weren't intentionally doing a 15K. It just kind of ended up happening. We ran for an hour and 20.
It was a timed run, we overshot it a little bit.
Yeah.
So we had like 200 meters left before when the time had run out, and we stopped running because you were on your last leg, supposedly. And we were like, yeah, we still had like another 200 meters until the cars. And so I was ready to just walk it and chill. And you were like, no, let's
keep it going.
Yeah, I'm like, that's Justin.
That was
that's
a brutal
Justin.
run.
Yeah.
That was brutal.
What do you mean?
But dude,
sorry?
honestly, like, I literally can't thank you enough, and I can't appreciate and be more grateful for having you as like a run partner, just to be able to like show me what I actually am capable of. Because it sucks. Humans are really bad at one thing, and it's pushing themselves. We're really like, I mean, not like David Goggins. He's a monster at like just being able to like talk to himself and say like, you can keep going.
Yeah.
I would make the argument that most humans, like, they just give up when things start getting hard.
Yeah.
And I'll fall to that. Like, I will be like, when things start getting hard, I'm going to walk. I'm tired.
It's like what you had just said when you were in your inner monologue on the last 2 kilometers there. You saw a marker and you said, that's where I'm going to stop. That's where I'm going to give up. That's where I'm going to, that's my limit. Right? Or are you going to push past that? Right?
And
are you going to complete the run?
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Because do you know how important it is? It is so important to hold yourself accountable.
Yes.
If you tell yourself you're going to do something, do it.
Yeah.
That's how you build respect for yourself.
You're your own best friend.
And you're also your own worst enemy.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I feel like that's a more... Because, like,
no one's going to beat yourself up more than you are.
Yeah.
Unless you have, like, a really shitty coach.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. I
wanted to ask you, like, your motivation. Like, for me, it's just like I don't want to disappoint people. I don't want to let people down.
It's a certain color of that. It's a certain color of I don't want failure to be connected to my name. Right?
Ooh.
I don't want to not hit the target. Right?
And how do you do that?
Discipline and just continuously fucking doing it. Right? You're going to have to put time aside, right? You're going to have to sacrifice pleasures, right? I video game with my friend a lot less now because I either need to go for a run or I need to make the food that I need in order to fuel the run or I need to have the proper sleep in order to be rested for the run. How much are you going to sacrifice to climb that mountain? Yeah.
Let me ask you this. When people think of the name Bruce Ferguson, when they see you, when they hear you, when they think of you, what do you want that story, that narrative in their head to be?
Well, hopefully they don't see the lay the eye, but yeah. The guy who did what he set out to do, right? That's why I always tell people my goals, right? Specifically the group chat in our running group. Nobody doesn't know what my goal for the next race is going to be, right? You probably remember seeing that group chat of my half marathon and my 10K. Everybody knew my goal, right? And do it. Do what you said you were going to do, right? Because it translates so much to other aspects. Just like, okay, well, Bruce said he's going to do it, so he's going to do it, right? Even if it's not just running, even if it's like keeping a promise or, supporting a friend, right? Bruce said he would be here for me in this tough time, and here he is, right? It's being a man of your word, right? And it translates to so many different aspects of your life.
Why is that so important for you?
That's a tough question, because I don't understand how that couldn't be important to everybody. I don't understand how somebody could choose to not care about having that trait about themselves.
Though it happens.
Yeah.
All the time.
Mm-hmm.
So why is it important to you?
To be the person who is that person, right? Because I want to be a man of my word, right? I want to have people that can rely on me, and vice versa, because reliable people surround themselves with reliable people, right? You surround yourself with who you surround yourself with, right? And so if I'm a good person and I exercise and I am disciplined and I am climbing mountains, you're going to surround yourself with people who are doing the same thing, and that's the kind of people that I want to surround myself with. Yeah.
There you go. Do you ever see yourself falling short?
Yep. Yeah, and that's the reality, right? I'm not invincible, and so you have to train, right? That's where the discipline comes in. There's no crutch, right? There is a possibility of failure. There is a possibility where you shoot and you miss. And so I have to do what I need to do every day to make sure that my chances of failure are not, are less, or at least that they can be, right?
What continues to push you when you do find yourself falling short? And when I say falling short, even do you think your goals are big enough?
I think a mental block gets in the way of goals and such. Ocean. She always right in my ear talking about how I can qualify for the Boston Marathon. For me, that seems absolutely unreal. The Boston qualifying is like you have to hold up a 4:20 pace for a whole marathon. I can't even hold a 4:20 for a kilometer and then continue. So I don't know if that's just blind support or if that's her seeing something in me that I don't see that I do have, and that could be a mental block of not setting goals high enough, and it also is the fear of failure, that if I set a goal too high and I don't do enough, I could fail, right? And so I'd rather take a smaller step now and then reach that goal another time, right? And that's where that mental block comes from, I find.
Now that you said that out loud, is that truly what you believe? You want to take smaller risks?
It does sound that way. When you say it out loud, you know you should be shooting for the moon, because if you land in the start, that's okay, right? You can always try again.
So with this mental block, and this is where I really want to get deep, because
Mm-hmm.
there's no doubt in my mind that you could like qualify for the Boston Marathon.
Yeah.
There's no doubt in my mind. Do you know what I love though? It's like you're right. It's surrounding yourself with the people that's like they could see things in you that you can't see within yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I have so many of those people in my life as well. I'm like, you think let's talk about this marathon. You've never ran a marathon.
No.
I've never ran a marathon.
No.
We've done halves.
Yeah.
And
The most I've done in 30 kilometers.
yeah, the most I've done is 21. And you know what the worst part is? After that 21, every single time I do 21 kilometers, I tell myself, how in the hell am I supposed to do this again? Like, genuinely, I'm terrified.
Well, last week went pretty well for you, didn't it?
Huh?
Last week went pretty well for you, didn't
No,
it?
it did not. We'll talk about that in another, that's another story for another time.
That's story time right there.
But, dude, what's insane is, like, it is the mental block.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I mean, that's what I'm asking. Like, do you find yourself dreaming too small? And I know the answer.
Yes.
The answer is, yeah, the answer is yes.
Yes.
Like, what do you want?
Yeah.
Like, genuinely, what do you want? If you could have anything without fail, if you can achieve anything right now, what would you do?
The Ironman tattoo.
The Ironman.
Yep.
Can you see yourself? Now, let's even get more specific. An Ironman under what time?
Having no idea of the 3 disciplines and how fast I would do them because I haven't done any of the 3 disciplines in that to that distance yet. I mean, I see people doing them in, like, what, 8 hours?
8 hours.
Right?
I feel that's not average, but it's
8
just like
hours?
that's what people can finish it in, yeah.
Um,
Because in the grand scheme of things, I don't know, like, we can time it out. Like, a marathon's probably going to take you 4 hours.
yes.
Probably sub.
Yeah.
Biking. Have you, what's the, it's
180.
180.
180.
What's the most you've biked?
40.
How long does that take you?
That took me just shy of 2 hours.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. 4,
Yeah.
8, 12, 16. Oh, damn. That's good. But you weren't like pedaling.
I was not.
No, you weren't
It was
pedaling.
with the waterfront, right?
Oh,
so
yeah, yeah.
pedestrians
Yeah,
and
so
stuff,
you're just-
right?
yeah.
So it's not like I'm on a main road where it's closed and I'm just tucked going
I
for
feel like you can do 180 kilometers in like 4 hours.
4 hours. Yeah.
Take you a couple hours to swim
Yes.
3.8 kilometers.
Yeah. So
You got 10 hours.
you know what? An 8-hour marathon, an 8-hour Ironman, sure. Right.
But you don't think you can qualify for Boston.
I feel like if I'm doing an 8-hour Ironman, I qualify for the Boston at that point, right?
For sure.
Yes.
But at this moment, you don't think you can, like,
at this moment on this day, I could not.
can't do the Boston Marathon?
No.
But you believe you know it in your heart that you'll be able to do it.
Yes. Yeah. I can only improve. Right?
only
I
up
can
from here.
only, like, and if I'm running, if I'm not improving and if I'm going to get worse and worse and I'm doing something wrong and I need to, rely on, I need to ask for support or, constituents and people who know more about running than I do and all that stuff. What am I
Yep, a
doing
lot
wrong?
of training.
Yeah. Overtraining, undertraining, and all that. But I can only improve, right? That's one of the great things about running. It's like, it's hard to get worse at it, but you see yourself getting better, right? It feels so good. It's like a dopamine release like you wouldn't believe. It's like improving every single time, right? My mom she was a retired runner as well. And I've sort of had the same effect on her in the way of running, where she's not running full out anymore because she's limited to her body. She's 64 now, and so she still has like one of those old Garmins.
Okay.
With like a huge like a Garmin 1, right? And she'll just do a 5K once a week. And she'll send me a screenshot of her time, and every time it's just a little bit faster. And that alone, that's what I love about running, is you only improve, right? You just get better and better and better. It's one of the best teachers of discipline and persistence and accountability, and it's such a life coach.
Dude, 100%. That's
Yeah.
what I love. And it's all about principles. And that's what I love about sports in general. But like just going back to running, it's just like, especially long distance running, you're building that discipline to tell your body, to tell yourself that you can keep going.
Yeah.
Like your legs hurt, cool. Like that's just what it's supposed to feel like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like if the goal is...
It's one of the greatest arguments you can have with yourself, because you're tired. Are you going to stop, or are you going to keep going? Right? It's that you literally are having a conversation with yourself. And I've had that conversation many times, especially when it's like 30 degrees outside and you're trying to just do like a simple 5K, and you want to stop because you've sweated out every liter out of your body.
What do you tell yourself to keep going? Like the arguments that you have with yourself, what do you tell yourself? What's your why?
Am I going to be the person who said I stopped, or am I going to be the person who said, despite this fact, I went and I've completed it? Right? I find that I care so much about like what other people think of me, right?
Yeah.
And that
little puppy. Sorry, I got distracted.
I care so much about what people think of me.
Yep.
Right? And I think that's a smaller motivator, but still a motivator of running, right? Yep. Especially with my grandparents and my mom's side of the family.
Yep.
It makes for such a great conversation every time I go to see them. Yeah. Or like family get-togethers and everything. It's like, oh, I completed a marathon or a half marathon in this time, and then now I completed it in this time, and now I'm getting faster. And then they'll show me they did like a 2-hour marathon. It's like, okay, like, all right. And but that's the thought that comes in my head whenever I'm at the point of like, I could stop right now. And that dog's having fun.
So cute.
Yeah. How do I look to people, right? Am I the guy who stopped, or am I the guy who kept it going, right? So yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely, I could see a lot of people really fighting themselves. I mean, especially starting out, it's like, why am I doing this? Why? Like, literally the only question, especially when I first started running, because we started running in the winter. It was cold. Like, what am I doing running in 20?
I could be at home having a coffee.
Yeah.
Watching.
Or sleeping.
Sleeping. It's 8 o'clock in the morning.
Like, what
on
am
a
I
Saturday
doing?
morning.
Yeah.
I'm literally on my weekend, and I'm doing this.
Like, why? But it's like, I feel like...
Because you want the goals you want, and you're doing what you need to in order to reach it, right? It's the short-term pain for long-term gain that your parent teach you.
I have one last question for you before we end off this episode.
We're not ending. We're going to be here for 3 hours. Settle up. Settle in. Put the kettle on.
We got places to be, things to do. You got yoga in 1 hour. It's 2:51.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. But my question to you now is...
3.
What... With everything you learned about running, with all the discipline, with all the mental fortitude, how does that translate to your everyday life? Like, outside of running, who is Bruce?
Well, like what I mentioned earlier, how you do one thing is how you do everything, right? And if I'm gonna do running, and it shows you what you can do, right? If I can do something as hard as running, and I'm gasped and my legs are gonna fall off, but I can still push through, then I can do that in other things, right? If I'm tired, and if I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning on a Wednesday, or even on a Friday, and I have to go to work, and I'm tired, I didn't have a good sleep, I'm, stuffy nose, or this, that, and the other, I go to work, because I'm the person who can push through, and running has taught me that, right? So how you do one thing is how you do everything, and running has shown me that I'm able to push through mental barriers to achieve the goal that I want.
100%.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. I mean, like, I'm an entrepreneur. And just solely in my life, everything, I love drawing parallels. And that's why I like thinking about like goals and your story. It's just like your story, like, you are the main character in your story that's still being written.
Yep.
And what you're doing right now, have you watched Rocky?
Which one?
Just
first
all of
one?
them. Like
Yeah.
no, because like in all of them, they all have like that Rocky cutscene, right? Like
Yes.
where he's just
The
training,
training.
whatever.
Yeah.
In the movies, it lasts a few minutes.
Mm-hmm.
In
Yep.
our lives, it could be months.
Yes.
Years.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We are currently in
That training montage right
that
now.
training montage, and we don't know how long it's going to take.
Yeah.
Well, we know how long it's going to take. We
You're
got
making a
October-
montage for me right now.
There
That's
we
what
go.
you're doing.
October, when we do our first marathon, it's just like that's what we're training for right now.
Yeah.
It's like that's just a stepping stone.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
When I look at the people in my life when it comes to like the run group, it's just like every single one of them pushes me to be better. And outside of the run group, like I train with a bunch of people as well, who constantly push me. I was doing a high rocks workout with my friend, and she was just like, I can't like thank you enough just for being able to help push me. And I like we push each other. You know, well, we talked about this in the.
Is she doing it in October?
Yeah, she is. Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
On the Friday?
Sunday. Yeah, well, she did. Dude, her time crazy.
Oh, she's already done it.
Yeah, she's done it twice. So she did it
Wow.
in Toronto for the first time, 117. She did it in Miami, 112.
Mm.
No, sorry, 114.
Mm-hmm.
Now she wants to get to like she just wants to be 114. I
Mhm.
know she's gonna absolutely
Yeah.
crush it.
You only get better.
Yeah, and you know what? It's one of those where it's just like we talk about this in our chat all the time. When iron sharpens iron, it's the same as like when a friend sharpens a friend.
Yeah.
What people don't understand is it's uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And like there's a lot of times where Bruce has done some things that would probably offend like most people. Oh, buddy, if I wasn't like the type of guy to take feedback the way I do, I'd be like, who the fuck do you think you are?
Oh, yes.
We're fucking running our 10K, and I'm slowly trickling back, and
Yeah.
this guy just fucking points like I'm a dog. I'm
Right here,
like,
please.
excuse you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I need that.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this. Me and Becca, we were doing the high rocks workout, and she dead ass was just like, oh, she almost said, do you want to like stop? Because I was dying.
Mm.
It was a hot day. It was a hot day.
Oh, yeah.
I was
We just
dying.
went through a very hot week.
So yeah. So
Yep.
anyways, we're doing the like fifth lap of this 800-meter run, and I'm slowly trickling back, just
Yep.
like I was with you.
Yep.
And instead of her taking pity on me, just as much as you
Yep.
probably wanted to take pity. No, you didn't. You
No.
don't pity
No.
me. She was like, Justin, don't be a bitch.
Don't be a bitch.
Don't
I
be a
was
bitch.
just going to say that.
Yeah, yeah.
Don't be a bitch. Get up
And
here.
that's uncomfortable.
Yep.
But you need
Yeah.
that because that's how you get better.
Yeah.
And I need those people
Mhm.
around me.
Climbing a mountain isn't comfortable.
No.
If it was, everybody would do it,
Yeah.
right?
Dude, even when I did my first half marathon with PJ, Ocean, Nick, who else was there? You weren't there.
I would not. I
Someone
was in
else-
Calgary.
Jealous.
Jealous.
It was good.
I just saw it
It
on
was a good
Strava. I was
run.
like,
I didn't give up, but Ocean stayed back and
Mhm.
was just like, Justin, let's go.
Yep.
Justin, here's some electrolytes. Here's a gel, some goo. Speaking of which, I owe them some goos. I think about like our run group, and I'm like, oh my god, like I really owe them some gels.
Ocean dropped me our first run ever.
What?
She dropped me our first run ever.
What do
yeah.
you mean?
It was who was it? It was PJ, Nick, a couple of others that aren't around anymore, and Ocean and I. And we started at the Whitby waterfront, and they were gonna do 10, like a softer 10, and me, I was like, let's do a 15, because I knew Ocean was a really good runner. It's like, let's do a 15 together. So we were gonna go, 5 kilometers farther,
Yeah, yeah.
and hold. At that time, I struggled to hold a 5:20.
Really?
At that time, see, that's how I know that I've improved more in the last year than I have ever. Right, being around that group, right? But yeah, not even halfway through that, and I was gasping, trying not to show it with Ocean, and we're holding a 5:20, right? And yeah, we probably got to about 11 kilometers, so on the way back, and I was giving up.
Yeah.
I was not.
Oh, that's brutal.
I wasn't pushing.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, and she dropped me, and I was like, that I don't
Like this feeling.
like the feeling, and I am going to do everything I can to make sure it never happens again.
That's a huge motivator.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah, so that that's the bigger answer to your question is like what motivates me is to not ever let that happen again. Yeah.
Dude, we can talk forever.
Yeah.
And we still have a whole hour
Yeah.
drive home.
Yeah.
But what is one message you want to tell people?
Keep going. You have it. You have it in you. I know that Justin has more in him than he thinks because I've pulled it out of him.
Time and time again.
Yeah, time and time again. And I have to believe that I have it in me more than I let myself believe because people have pulled it out of me. Pause. Time and time again. You have it. The human body is so cool. The human body is so, like, we can do so much. And just keep going. Just keep going. You're going to get there. If you want it hard enough, if you want it bad enough, you're going to get there. Don't let anybody tell you can't, especially yourself. Especially yourself. Because if you don't think you can do it, you're right. And if you think you can do it, you're right. So, keep going.
All right, guys, that's the end of this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit subscribe, and share this with a person that you feel like would get the most benefit out of it. And until next time, your story matters. Your story matters.
You matter.
It matters. Thanks, Bruce.
Thank you.